I want to ask you something. Do you know that whatever today that we are enjoying today, right? The transportation, the water resources, whatever, the infrastructure, everything, right?
Was written in Quran. I heard about that. This is
hold on.
This is called,
let me finish. Everything, right, was stolen from the Arab, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, right? The greatest philosophers of science, right? Arabs.
Ooh.
I'll give you one thing that I want you to do, right? I have been doing this for the past 5 years, right? And I'm gonna let you know, right? I'm not talking based on religious aspect, but what I'm saying is that, right? I love science.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I love science and I love to read about science and a whole lot of stuff, right?
Okay.
But I start to correspond. First, one thing I started was I took Christianity. I started corresponding it with science facts, but it wasn't mathing. Hold on. Let me finish.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It wasn't mathing. And the next step I did was I took Hinduism. Right? It wasn't mathing. Right? I took what's this language?
Judaism.
It wasn't mathing.
Okay.
I read about a little bit about Torah. It math a little bit, but I keep moving like that. Right? Like that, right? So when I got to Islam, and from the beginning of the first chapter of the Quran to the last, everything was corresponding. And even today, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if you really watch the news, right?
Okay.
Last 3 months ago, they said babies that they don't give them breast milk, right? They grow to intend to have some illness, some sickness, some two like problems, right?
Breastfeeding is good.
Yeah,
important.
But
the Quran
mentioned it over 1400 years ago that when you give birth to a baby, make sure the baby drink your breast milk for 2 years, right? But now they said, no, we don't want to do that. We want to do our own stuff. We're just gonna be buying milk and be adding it with any like
formula,
chemicals and stuff. For the kids to be taken. And what happened? It started to make kids fall sick. Kids are not feeling well. They're growing. How they grow is different. And I was like, already the Quran has said that already 1400 years ago, and this is now the thing is happening, right? So as every day the scientists keep progressing and keep learning a whole lot of new stuff, it keeps corresponding back to the Quran, what the Quran said.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna leave you with this.
Okay.
When you have time, go on YouTube or make your own research and understand how stuff are corresponding.
Okay.
If they are corresponding, then I'm gonna let you know that is the right thing you have to do, and that is the right thing you have to do a lot of research on. But if I'm reading something and it's not corresponding with what is happening, or it's not corresponding with science fact, I look at it like, nah, I don't think this is happening, right? 360 days. I've never seen 360 days in the Bible before, but I saw it in the Quran. I've never
65.
365 days.
Not 65, like 65 1 and 1 quarter.
But I've never seen it in the Bible. I've seen it in the Quran. I never know, like, we have like a whole lot of, even they say we have like 7 planets or something like that. I never know, like, we have some other stuff. Again, I start reading it, I realize it's corresponding to the Quran. How the rain, how the clouds form. Do you know the cloud? Do you think this cloud is lighter or is heavier? The cloud is heavier, but everything I've been reading is in the Quran is heavier, but people think the cloud is lighter, right? There is a whole lot of things. If you start to go in depth, that's where you understand that there is somebody at the top that exists. There is somebody that is called God, not a human being. Human being can never be God. That's what I'm trying to let you know. And I will never believe that a human being have to come and die for me and you. Hell no. Because it's not making sense. if you
finish?
as a father, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm the father, so my son to come and die for somebody. How you're not gonna allow that, right?
No,
You will not allow that. That's the point I'm trying.
No.
You're not gonna allow that
No.
for your son to die for somebody.
He will
No.
allow that because he has a plan to save humankind. He loves humankind. He wants to redeem human from bondage of sin. That's why there is a salvation plan for him, plan for human being. Jesus is the executor of the redemption plan. It was laid down even in the Old Testament for the sacrificial system that Moses gave. Even today you have the Qurban. In Islam, you only one preservation that you have carry forward from the Torah is a Qurban that you have. It's a sacrifice. Actually, sacrifice means take away your sin, take away your sinfulness. It's a guilt that sacrifice that Torah has been instrumental for the Jews to keep. So this was a foreshadowing of the coming of the Messiah in the future. So it's already planned all in the ancient of days, because when the human being committed sin that time, so God loves the world. He doesn't want people to go to eternal condemnation. That's why He provided a way for them to come back to Him. That's the way that He opened up to Jesus' redemption. So that's why Jesus came down. He volunteered Himself to execute the plan that the Father has to redeem humankind. So it's okay. No, don't go forward. You want to talk about science? I want to also leave something for you to think about it. The Nobel Prize are the one who is awarded through the generation, a few hundred years, centuries. You know how many Muslims received the Nobel Prize?
A lot. A lot.
How many? A lot. How do you name a lot?
A lot of people receive it. A lot of Muslims also receive it.
No, only 15.
Yeah, but it's still a
15
lot.
Muslim.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Muslim, 900 over, close to 1,000 awards given in the histories, but only 15 Muslims received the award. So you have to ask why. We have many Muslim educated, Muslim a lot of money, rich, very rich countries, and we have a lot of university, and then why they are not receiving this Nobel Prize. And then you talk about science. The scientific amount of 15, there are 4 contributed to physics, to the science, only 4. So why is it like that? So you think about it. So you said that science will be good. I hope you will be the one who receive the next Nobel Prize.
Yeah, because
but the Muslim, the Islamic ideology or the logical thinking might be the one that hinder the progression of the science.
It doesn't. It really doesn't hinder the progression of the science.
Who knows?
It just
Even so, only for so many
reveal.
thousand years.
It just reveal. It doesn't hinder. It doesn't hinder. It
If it is
reveals a lot of
revealed,
stuff.
it is revealed that Quran should be contributing to science invention, but now they are not. You say that the Quran is scientific, but the Quran does not contribute to science. It's after effect that you prove that the Quran is scientific. But actually, is you track back, but it's not forward looking. If you're forward looking, you discover a lot of scientific discovery from the Quran itself.
I want to ask you something. Do you know that whatever today that we are enjoying today, right? The transportation, the water resources, whatever, the infrastructure, everything, right?
Was written in Quran. I heard about that. This is
hold on.
This is called.
Let me finish. Everything, right, was stolen from the Arab, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, right? The greatest philosophers of science, right? Arabs. Even before Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton even learned from the Arabs, right? Everything that today we enjoy today, it was from the Arab culture.
You have a good speech, but then it would be laughable when
it's not laughable. It's
academic hear your claim. Academic hear your claim should be something very ashamed.
Civilization started from where?
From I think there are many theories.
No, it started.
I believe from the Mesopotamia.
Where?
Mesopotamia.
Where's
somewhere Iraq, Iran, that place. Iraq, Iran, Mesopotamia. Persian, Babylonian.
That's
good. My belief.
Yeah,
that's my
good.
That's my belief, but it's not proven. The anthropology will not support my proposition.
The reason is that they really don't want to make it like Arab people have contributed to humanity, because they look at the Arab people as the bad people. I'm gonna be honest with you. No,
in the Middle Age, in the Middle time, I think there was Byzantine the time that you have good Islamic scholars that time. During the Byzantine, the Middle Age, that time you have a golden age. That time you have a lot of good thinker.
Do you know
good Muslim thinker during the time? But they imported the thinking from the Greek They have interaction with the Greek, with the Romans scholars. They have interaction during that time, important. But later on, it so happened that the Muslim go back to the fundamental thinking, so to rejected all this philosophy. So now Muslim retract back. That's why the one thing that Islam is lacking behind is because you don't use the invention of the printing machine. The Western country has progressed so much because they use the printing machine. They have printed their material, they circulate the material that everybody learn, they progress so much. But the Islamic empire, they don't use the printing machine because Islam is, the Quran itself, they want to preserve the originality. They don't want to use the printing to widespread, otherwise you'll be corrupted or whatever. So that's why the printing machine was not employed by the Islamic circle. That's why it was lacking behind. That's why it's so unfortunate that Islam, because the Islamic leaders, they want to preserve the original text of the Quran, so original meaning of the Quran. So that's why anything progress will be a threat to the Quranic interpretation. That's why anything progress, anything advance will be a threat. It will not be good for the Quranic interpretation.
So
the reformation to the Quran, reformation to Islam means going back to the roots. But for Christianity, the reformation means going back to the charity of human beings. It means love your neighbor, love the enemies, and then turn the other cheeks. All this teaching, that we turn back to the original teaching of the Bible. That's why today, the Christianity, when you go back to reformation, that means you reform back to the original teaching of the Bible, which is good for humanity. Because before that, the religion used religious leader used religion to control the people, to use like a military, like the crusade, all these things. It's very corrupted at that time. Christianity was corrupted. This reformation comes to teach, to get back to the original teaching of Jesus. That's why we have the love your neighbors, you have these sacrifices, you have these very supernatural, forgive your enemies, all these things come in. That's why it brings out the peace of humanity.
Do you know that?
The Western society.
Do you know that?
That's why we like the Western society. That's why we are here.
Yeah.
You and I here in America. We like the Western freedom. But nobody wants to go to the communist, the restricted Arabic country because there is no freedom.
Hold on.